Hello to the chicos and the chicas. Let's have a look at some stalemates today because they are really fun, they are very unexpected, they are very punchy, and they are awesome to watch so long as you are not the one who is botching a completely winning position. Now, of course, we all know the greatest stalemate virtuoso, the magician himself, Eric Rosen, but there are multiple examples of beautiful stalemate ideas in chess history. Most notably, David Smerdon's brilliant chess book about swindling in chess features many awesome stalemate ideas. If I recall rightly, this might be in his book, where here White set up a remarkably dirty trap with rook d1, and Black fell for it right away, playing bishop h3, thinking that okie dokie, this is gonna be all over Red Rover with queen g2 mate next. If you want to test your amazing swindling skills, go and fire away. Otherwise, I'm going to show you how the game ended, which was the absolute stunner queen d1. And what makes this stalemate not the check and hitting the queen, so capture is forced, what really makes this stalemate an absolute standout is the fairly large number of white pieces, of which some appear quite mobile, but in fact they are all pinned and the rest of the army is indeed incapable of moving, and thus the game was actually drawn. What an absolute ripper. Now, from joy to disaster, we are going to go. This is a very famous game that was played between András Adorján, my namesake, against Robert Hübner. It was a World Championship candidate qualifier match between the two, and more or less this game decided the fate of the match. Adorján was up throughout the entire game in the black with the black pieces, up in this rook ending a pawn, and beautifully trades down to a rook ending here, where instead of the 4 rooks we only have the 2, and he is just one tiny step away from heaven by taking on h3, and that would yield a super easy victory to Black. But instead, unfortunately, he got tempted for a way too easy victory by playing rook c5. And I will again let you work out the rest, or you can just listen in and see rook c5. And after king takes h4, Adorján's eyes started to fill with tears, because indeed the game now is a draw. Rook takes g5 is a marvelous, but at the same time, for all Hungarians, an absolutely heart-wrenching stalemate, whereas any other rook moves now would allow the experienced German grandmaster to escape with a draw. And indeed, after takes, they agreed on a draw, and actually Hübner went on to qualify from this match, and I don't know who actually knocked him out. I think it was Korchnoi, but I may be wrong. Anyway, now there is actually a reason why I am showing you all this exactly today, and that is because although I am not reviewing per se the Meltwater Champions Chess Tour, but yesterday we had a game between Praggnanandhaa and Jan Krzysztof Duda that had something quite fascinating in it. First and foremost, we had this very weird position where, for whatever reason, Praggnanandhaa thought that he had to sack the queen here in order to convert an easy victory. I'm going to change the layout for this game, if I can find it, that is. No, we don't go there because that's... Actually, wait. Let's just kill the background. Yeah, that's good. Okay. We are all fine and dandy. So, yeah, queen f3 was played. Absolute weirdness. Rook b8 instead is the engine's recommendation. And after queen g2, king e3. Not e1 because then we get a queen. But actually, king e3 just walks away. And no worries. White just wins. But for some reason, Pragg didn't see this, or I don't know what happened. So he felt he had to actually sack the queen here with queen takes f3. Even here, bishop h6 would be a super duper easy win. And so we go into this very weird piece layout where white is a lot of material up, but the king is utterly exposed. And in fact, it was a draw for several like many moves in fact. It's still a draw, and eventually Duda slips in the time trouble and gives the wrong check, and all of a sudden the white king slips away, and tada, white is winning. Now Prague goes on to convert like a champ, but hold it, wait for it. Now the pawn is rolling in and the pieces are beautifully covering the white king. Remarkable technique. Absolutely no hope whatsoever for the Pole. Now it's mate in 12 already according to my mighty engine. However, here after king f7, bishop c7, Duda plays queen c5. The cheeky bugger. Check that out. He goes like, do you want a queen? I dare you. And boy, what a tragedy queening would have been. Once again, I challenge you to try to work out the rest if you would like to. Otherwise, I will show you what would have happened in case of queen. All of a sudden, boomski, baby. And it turns out that if either pieces take g1, oops, no g file, oops, no f file, oops, no sixth rank, stalemate. The king has nowhere to go. So after queen g1 check, we have to run for the woods. But unfortunately, the agile black queen is always going to find a really filthy check. And if we try to interpose, it is still a stalemate. Because when the king takes, we actually open up the eye of the bishop towards e6. And again, the king has nowhere to go. And if I go to h5, we just get checked here, adding a little bit of insult to injury, because again the queen is hanging and is completely free to take. But nay, that is going to be a stalemate. And after king h4 check, and we have recreated the exact same position that we already had before. Now luckily for Prague, he was actually alert, and he played very calmly bishop g3 back, and after queen d4 he played rook e2 and eventually managed to promote the queen. Actually, he won the queen before he would promote to queen, and that was the end of that story. So that was a near miss, but yeah, nonetheless, it was a supremely beautiful stalemate motif that made me want to assemble together a few more just to show you that stalemates are indeed present. And actually, it made me wonder, as a final thought and conclusion, it often does, by the way, when I see a stalemate motif like this, that how many games have I played in my life, including online games, to make it a really big number, where I resigned or my opponent resigned and there was actually a potential, not really far-fetched stalemate trap lurking around. And I guess that there would be actually a few at least, but who knows. Anyway, thanks a lot for watching, guys. I'm going to be back with a new video very soon, where again we are going to focus on those deadly calculating skills. So stay tuned, because I will be back soon. Don't forget to comment, to sub, to like, to super like, and I will be back soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.